college and played a little bit of college football also at Kutztown University in Pennsylvania. So going from that point in the early 20s to here I am, 53, just as you know, just turned 53. Um,
Last week, July 2nd, happy birthday again.
Thank you, thank you very much. I think the most important thing, one of the most important things that I've done is to sort of figure out what was good for my body, mind, and spirit. And starting off with weight training was the thing that from all those years in football and even track, it was sort of like weight training was more effective, for me overall. And I think people just need to find what they are they are good at, or just get started. Number one,
Yes.
walk. Just start there. For me, it's weight training, and since I don't necessarily love cardio, my position is you can train with lightweight and get also your cardio in and sweat more than people and have that good adrenaline rush and dopamine release with weights. It did not have to be heavy. Um, Form is terribly important. You can always work on that. Compound movements are important, and just overall keep it easy and work up over time to some more strenuous work, but just get started. So when you get
Okay.
started, it I think we have a tendency to want to do too much too quickly, and just that is just the wrong thing. You just want to start walking and just stretching and things like that. Tai Chi,
Mm-hmm.
for that all around mind body connection. Moving. It's said that with Tai Chi, you're moving with almost like moving without moving. But that you can start there. Just YouTube it and then look and just get started.
That's good advice. So, what about the compound movement? You use the term compound movement. Can you explain to me what you mean by that?
Compound movements are exercises like squats,
Okay.
over the head presses. Um, you could use with squats you could use your body weight. I think one of the things that you can get started on at home is just using your own body weight
Mm-hmm.
in squat and lunging positions. And you know I didn't have YouTube. We didn't have it as young people, but you have that now. You can just go ahead and Google and YouTube whatever you're interested in. But yes, you could use your body weights. You could use a chair, the back of a chair for a little bit of a balance, and just slowly get into it and progressively get yourself to a point where you're doing a little bit more. You do not have to get yourself in a situation where you're sweating and you're you know this sort of thing, sweating at a crazy rate. You just can get yourself to a point where you can still have a conversation. That is good enough. You get yourself to the point where you can still speak normally. That's a good range enough to hold and maintain for 10, 20 minutes, whatever you can.
Okay, that's a good barometer. For me, it's dancing, and I actually like the sweat. I think it's really cleansing for me. So I like to go to places where I can sweat, like the Sweat Lodge, the sauna here in Atlanta. They have an excellent 24-hour spa and another one, Jeju and Spa Land. But I do know that we should get like 30 minutes of movement in a day. And I also like yoga. And there are different types of yoga. Like they have chair yoga for people who are not mobile enough to really have a lot of movement on their feet. You can do chair yoga. And there's even a type of yoga called laughter yoga, which I really love. And one of my dear friends, Noni, she works out a lot. She's like my inspiration because working out gives you a lot of energy. So by you, it's like, whatever you give, you get. By you giving a lot of energy, then you get more energy. And today they're actually at a fitness event in Daytona Beach. So shout outs to Noni and her sister friends that are there, because I think that doing it in community is something that works for some people better than others. Having accountability partners. I went to a wonderful event, and it was just people, sisters sitting around talking, and one lady was like, I hate getting up and going to the gym at 5:30 a.m., but I do it. And she has a workout buddy. So she has that accountability. I've even heard, like, when you do have a workout partner, your gym bag could be in their car, so that way you can't bail because their gym bag is in your car. But simple things like walking, gardening. I remember growing up, every elder had a garden.
That's right.
And that actually, is physical fitness. When I repot my plants, that is work. So, the people who are farming and gardening, that is key as well. And it's, a part of cultivating for eating right as well. Real food, not this genetically engineered stuff
True.
that we don't really know what's going on in the supermarkets with.
True. True. Very true. And you hit on you hit on some other aspects there heavily with the spiritual aspect of working out. And we had touched upon a gentleman who was he didn't have any weights at home or any sort of equipment at home. And what did he do? He danced. He danced with his kids. So you're afforded, so you're afforded your own music. One of the things that, by the way, I love about working out is that you get to play your own music. That is your time.
Yes.
That is your time to put on your earbuds and listen to your own music and really enjoy the moment and soak up those good vibes. But
Okay.
yes,
That's a good point too.
yeah, sure.
Music is really therapeutic. Shout outs to Brother David Christopher listening from St. Lucia, and the one and only Lawrence Prescott, the original CLTV studio owner, founder, and co-owner now with DJ Rez. We give thanks for you all listening. Brother David, he said, this is great information and program. So we give thanks for that. And DJ Charger, give thanks. Another one of our Caribbean Life family, executive producer here. DJ Charger, give thanks for listening in. So I would like to add on to that I was also told to use soup cans if you don't have weights. You can actually use like cans that people, eat food from. And I thought that was a very creative way. And then the story with the father, the fact that, he actually used his children and lift them up over his head.
Right.
I remember those days when my daddy would put me on his shoulders. So, for you to have a great workout and incorporate your family, I haven't done it in a while, but with my sons, we used to do like dance contests. So I need to bring that back again because it actually is making me smile. And dance is really the one exercise I know that gives like the highest sense of heightened release and activated joy. It's like that perfect exercise. But whatever it is, we as a people, we live in a world that is very sedentary. People who are sitting all day at a computer, or you're on the phone. So it's just important to be mindful and starting our day off with a morning routine. And even like midday, I notice sometimes when I don't move in the morning, I feel lethargic in the middle of the day. It always happens between like 3:30, 4:35 ish. I feel like, oh, I could take a nap. So that's also a time to work out and not necessarily give into it. So martial arts is something that I also enjoy, and most of the classes that we attend as a family are always in the 4:30, 5 o'clock range when I would want to take that nap. So that would help too. Yes. So do you have any other advice you'd like to give before we move on when it comes to fitness?
I would just say enjoy the process and get started if you can. I would say I go to the Planet Fitness because they're all over the place. It's $10 a month, $15 a month, and the easiest way that you can get on is go over there, get on a treadmill. Especially if you're middle aged, you have problems. Starting to have problems with my knees. They're getting a little bit rusty, So, treadmills as opposed to concrete sidewalks. Inside of a gym, you are in a climate controlled area, and that treadmill is going to be a lot easier on your knees. A lot easier on your knees. And I would just say the other thing is ellipticals. If you can get on an elliptical and use the hand and as with the legs, and get yourself to a point where you're increasing the resistance as you're going along. You're forcing your heart to pump blood in both directions, up and down, which has a potential to lower your blood pressure. You're getting the best of both worlds, as far as physical, as far as cardio conditioning, and also building muscle, which we lose, I think, 1% per year. That's 10% of muscle per decade. And decade after decade, that is going to add up, and that is going to lead. That puts you, without exercising, will put you in the path of, unfortunately, some pretty nasty things. So we want to avoid those.
That's interesting. My thing is nutrition and also using alternative modalities. Like I'm laughing in advance. I had like a little dance competition with this brother who he was like, if we were doing limbo, he would have been all the way down to the ground.
Wow.
And I think maybe I had like an ego moment, like I'm still young, I can get down on my knees, and dance, and match this man. And I don't do that anymore because I actually I had a meniscus tear in my knee.
Wow.
But I use this a device that I actually, I'm a distributor of. It's called the iTerra Care Wand. And a lot of like new technologies that the doctors don't tell us about, where I charge my water, I drank it, and I use it. It gives heat to the bones, and it actually heals on a frequency that the cells actually respond to rapid healing.
Okay.
And, they're quick to do surgery. Like, sometimes surgery is not necessary. And they were like, oh, you need to get surgery on your knee. And I'm like, the devil is a liar.
Yeah,
The doctor
right.
don't always tell the truth either. And so because I love to dance, I was really insistent that I will heal myself. But I know that sometimes people have the power to heal themselves just through the mind alone, but also having the right tools and the right environment to heal the body in. And I was able to heal my knee, but I remember like really wanting to dance in the chair. And then, my knee got better. And ironically, it was my left knee. Then my right knee started bothering me, I think, because I put more pressure on it.
Right.
Since the other knee was giving me a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But this was years ago. And if you saw me dancing today, you would never believe it. Maybe it was like 3 years ago. But I do want us to recognize that the body has the potential to heal itself. But when you get older, you have to have balance. I have friends that are like in their 70s and they play this thing called pickleball.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And Mama Gwen, shout outs to Mama Gwen in the DMV area. And we were talking about how you have to have rest too. You can't just wear and tear on a body, or like a person who runs all the time. Then you start having these things come up from the wear and tear. So you have to have balance. You have to, work out and rest. And so self care is in that balance, making sure you're not running yourself ragged, because rest is so important. You actually, work off calories while you rest as well, as long as you're getting the proper hours. And I'm not a calorie counter, but I think that's really cool. Also, taking hot baths. I love taking hot baths because I like that sweat. And you burn calories from doing that too. So you can actually burn calories and from sleeping and taking hot baths just as well as working out. It's not the same, but it's just proving that the body will still do its job. We have such a wonderful working body. When I think about, how we're designed, this human body, it is amazing. And when giving the right environment, once again, and tools, we can do some miraculous things.
Absolutely. And one of the things that was coming in my mind as you were speaking is the misinformation that we've all been exposed to, as far as especially eating and it- consuming in general, the things we consume, news. So-called news. I mean, it's the gamut. We could go on. We only have a little bit of time. We can go on about that. That's for sure. But yes, you hit up the misinformation about food is something that fortunately we have better access to educate ourselves, and so I am glad about that.
Yes, I'm actually looking at the thread. I see Cat in the house. She's saying interesting. Of Lady C, give thanks to our Caribbean Life family for your support. So grateful, that we represent as a family in a village. So in lieu of that, I did want to talk a little bit about nutrition. I'm really concerned about, like, I love watermelon, but we refuse to eat watermelon with no seeds. And we have a global audience, it's people all over the world. And one of the things in America, I feel like you can't really trust the food in the supermarket. I just saw where they were talking about they're spraying like things on the watermelon. And my sons and I, we did have a regiment where we were supporting local farmers between the months of April and October. And when we read the article about some toxic thing they're putting on watermelon, and we only eat seeded watermelon, but you got to wash your vegetables so good, even when they're, organic or not. And everything organic is not necessarily organic, because once it crosses state lines, they actually spray on the produce anyway. And so having relationships with local farmers is really, really important. And it's just a really special vibe to speak to people who are actually growing the food and having that relationship. Is so different than going into the grocery store and then you're dealing with the cashier. And so there are things that the local farmers grow that you'll never find in the supermarket. And that's the true organic food, because it's not being sprayed, because it's not coming across the state lines. And finding foods with seeds, like in scripture, I believe it's Genesis 1:28. It says the herbs bearing seed and the fruit yielding seeds. And it's like, why are we eating foods with no seeds? And if you have a seed, then you can grow. But if you don't have a seed, then how you gonna grow if there's like a food shortage? I have a friend, Ginger. She has a movement called Grow Something. And I love avocado, and so I save the seeds. I have a hard time like throwing things away that have value, and like a lot of times we think that it's like this material money thing. But like seeds are valuable. There was a time where it was actually used as currency, like cowrie shells. And my friend Ginger told me that her family She's from Trinidad. Shout out to TNT. They actually swap seeds, and mail seeds to each other. And so I heard that with the climate change, the global warming, there's something going on with avocados in Mexico. And I really want to start planting avocado seeds because I can't think of life without avocado. And they're talking about the avocado maybe, going extinct. I would hate for that to be the reality, but I think that a lot of times we take those things for
For
granted.
granted.
That nutrition is a part of it. Fitness, nutrition, sleep, good water, clean air. So, what has your journey been around nutrition?
I try to stay consistent throughout the day in what I eat. The first thing what I do is I consume eggs in the morning, just because they are they are packed with vitamins and nutrients. I think we were discussing the B complex, iron, choline. Just the list is long, and also they're very satiating too. I know the days that I do not have my eggs in the morning are different, appetite wise, and even emotionally.
That's interesting.
Yeah, even emotionally to a certain extent. But if I have those eggs, I will do it about 6 out of 7 days, probably average 5 out of 7, 6 out of 7 days. That day starts off and ends a lot better, and I have less cravings for to eat bad things. So that's very
Yes.
important. And they lied about, well, they probably used their best knowledge at the time about cholesterol in the yolk, but that was found to be untrue, and that's where most of those great nutrients and vitamins lie, in the yolk. So I do combine that with egg whites. I'll eat part of 2 meals with eggs, vegetables, and stick to that. Try to avoid your carb intensive foods, because you can get the same. I think that's more of a like a treat to me, to have that carb, or that you know something with a little bit of sugar. But I avoid sugar for the most part.
Yes, it's actually said that sugar is the number one addiction around the planet. And that's like a thing, in my family because my sons are vegan. And I went from vegetarian to pescatarian. But, I would tell them because sometimes, they would like look at people and what they're eating. And, for people who eat meat, people who eat eggs, the most important thing is make sure that there's no antibiotics and hormones in the food. And in America, the food that we have here, we can't ship it to other countries. They refuse it. Even, I'm not a fast food eater. I wasn't raised that way. But I have family and friends who talk about eating fast food outside of America. And they're like, the best time to eat fast food is when you're in another country because the food is cleaner. So again, learning like where you can get clean food from. In the Rasta community, Ital food is the thing that, long before the term vegan was, even a coined word, it was Ital. And, a lot of it had to do with the fact that it was like nothing that could walk, crawl, swim, fly. And there's a goddess here, Sister Adama. She does not promote, like dairy products or, eggs and things like that. And it's from a perspective of not needing to sustain our life by killing something else in order for us to live. However, I've had an experience with eggs when I was a strict vegetarian. I had gone to Senegal, and West Africa. And the food there, I don't like saying diet, I normally say live it,
Hmm.
but the food there, it consisted of bread, cheese, fish, eggs, and fruit. And because, I was kind of roughing it for 2 weeks there, I embraced it. I've always, like, I know, like, even Dr. Sabi talks about cheese and, mucus forming foods. Adama does too, because that's like the foundation of inflammation. But I had egg when I was there, and it wasn't from a chicken. If anyone is listening from Senegal, I would love to know what the bird was there. But it did something for me energetically, and I even know spiritually eggs have value. So it's interesting, it's different schools of thoughts because I do know people who eat for their body type. And there's another queen, her name is Manana, and I studied with her some of her classes. She actually is a forager of her own herbs, where she would go into South America and find her own herbs.
Wow.
And so she was blood type O, which they're recommended to eat meat, and she was a vegan. And so she was like really big on sea moss. And, we have these superfoods that's been around for a long time that people don't really tap into. And moss is one of them. The sea moss has the most minerals on the planet. And sometimes we focus on vitamins, but our minerals are actually more important than vitamins. And because the soil is so depleted, you have to take supplements to balance out what you're not getting. Like it used to be an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And I don't even trust apples nowadays, to be honest. I think we talked
I
about
understand.
that.
Yes, we did.
Pay attention to the apples, family. If you're not getting them from local farmers, I don't know about what's going on in the rest of the world, but here in America, the apples are not going bad. The food is not really going bad. And, they're doing something to the food to make it last longer. But I noticed that apples, they don't really go bad. And it's like, that food is supposed to ripen and age. And if the apple is like 2 3 weeks and it's no brown spot, I don't really trust it. So we're really living in a time where if you can grow something, please do. And one of my go-tos is cucumber, and in Jamaica they say cucumber. And it is 95% water. It is very alkaline. It has electrolytes in it. It's good to flush the liver. And sometimes when I'm not eating right, I have to eat a cucumber. I remember when my sons were younger. I'm not really a banana person, even though I know banana is a very good energy food, especially for athletes. I remember growing up, you love
I
bananas.
still do.
And I love plantain. But when I eat things that can be acidic on my body, cucumbers are the only thing that gets me right. And, to that, an alkaline environment, cancer cannot live in an alkaline environment. And it was like in the 1890s, there was this scientist, Otto Wahlberg, Wahlberg, I believe his last name is, first name Otto. He won a Nobel Prize for finding out that cancer cannot live in an alkaline environment.
Wow.
And so people who are fighting cancer, the more alkaline you are, the healthier you can be to combat that. And so I know that cucumbers are like my alkaline food to go to. And I've also learned that acidic things are not just food, worrying, anger. Like if I get upset, boy, now that I'm older, I can't get upset like when I was younger. And it will make my body feel wrong. But laughter, joy, love, being authentic and genuine, these things create an alkaline environment. So when we're talking about healthy eating and living, it's not just the foods and the drinks that we ingest, but it's also what's in our environment. Are you around people who put a smile on your face? People who, are quick to make you laugh and slow to, anger or annoy you? Do you get sunshine? It's been proven that we really need in the morning time at least 10 minutes of natural light, and in the winter 30 minutes, so do you have a relationship with the sun? Do you, do deep breathing when you feel anxiety coming on? Like this rat race in Babylon, it makes you anxious. Sometimes I just have to ground myself. That's one thing my sons do. They go outside barefoot, and I'm like, put on some shoes. And they look at me and they say, Mom, we're grounding. And I'm like, okay, they're using the same thing I taught them back on me. But I just think they're just trying to run out the house to, just be quick. They're like, we're grounding as we take the garbage down. So it's really important for us to look at things holistically, our spiritual life, our mental, health, how we're thinking, how we're processing, our emotions, how is our heart. I think that's something that even as women, we address differently than men, but men, you all take care of your hearts, because it's proven that black men, they have like all these heart attacks. And I think it has a lot to do with us not honoring our men to be able to have that safe, soft space to land and be able to feel vulnerable, where you all can, speak from your heart without it being an anti-masculine thing. So when we talk about these things, I know we're talking about a myriad of things today with the audience, but I do think that all of it counts. And
Absolutely.
the thing is self-love, not beating up on ourselves, looking at how far we've come, counting all the wins, big and small, and being as kind to ourselves as we are to others. Because I will make sure that my children eat good and eat right, and then like I'll go all day without eating. But am I consciously fasting? Because that's something too. Fasting is important. Detoxing, getting your bitters in, your Cersei, your Malby, your Golden Seal, like the things that are bitter are blood cleaning. And that's something that we don't talk about enough too. Like people love sweets, but they don't want the bitter. But it's bitter, it's sweet, it's sour, and it's spicy and savory, I think is the fifth one. But just like a pinch of cayenne pepper to speed up that metabolism. So what are some other things that you do? Because I remember when we were younger, you had different eating habits than you do now.
I definitely do. I stopped about 10 years ago. I stopped eating poultry and meat, and just went with you and your mom had been doing with fish. Um, I didn't understand it back then. I did not understand it because I was a meat and potatoes eating, person, and that was cool. But spiritually, I had to. There were other things involved, and I just asked the Creator to take everything, sort of like help me get rid of things that were slowing me, that I perceived
Okay.
was slowing me down spiritually, mentally, and emotionally.
Yes,
And
yes.
coming back on the other end, alcohol was reduced, completely out of the picture.
Yes.
Um, and the other thing was just eating just fish, because it digests very easily, quickly, and you can get up and, not that one would recommend it, you can get up and move around uh, quickly with it. It's not something that is just gonna put you on the couch and sort of make you lethargic. So that was my personal experience that had to do more with my changing metabolism and getting a little bit older, going into middle age,
Yes.
and a very deep prayer that I believe was answered.
That's beautiful. So, wild caught is always best. Growing up, my grandmother, she actually knew a black man in North Carolina. He owned a lake. He would put the fish in the lake, and we would go fishing, and I loved it. But I do know that there are certain frequencies or vibrations that food has. And so like fish out of all the meats has the highest vibration. and of course, like fruits and vegetables. If you were to pick that over bread and pasta, some of it is kind of like we know these things intuitively, but fruits and vegetables have a higher vibration. So I was 13 when I stopped eating meat gradually. And by the time I was 17, nothing. I stopped with pork and chicken, and then beef. And Karis One had this song out about the beef, and that really pushed me over the edge. And when I went to college, we ate so healthy. Like my mom, she raised us as vegetarians the first 5 years of our life.
Okay.
And I knew that when I went to college, I wasn't going to get that good food from my mom. And I had met two people who were vegetarians. And there's this book that is like the Bible of health and nutrition from back in the day called Back to Eden. And studying that book, and the two people that I met, one was an elder and one was a peer. And they were like, well, you're basically already a vegetarian because you're not eating any of these things. So I never really looked at myself as a vegetarian. In the beginning, it was just being a conscious eater.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, I continued to study. Anyone who's dealing with health issues like diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, a vegan diet reverses those things. However, there is a vitamin B deficiency when you are a strict vegetarian or vegan. So you have to get your B vitamins if it's like the brewer's yeast, nutritional yeast, taking the supplements. So it's always about balance and not judging the next person
Right.
because they're doing something different.
Right.
Because I know some vegetarians that are mean and they grumpy. And then I know some people who they may still eat pork chops and they got love in their hearts. And I just really, respect the energy that people bring. So you can't be judgmental for the next person. One of the things that people will say is that, oh, my grandmother lived to be 100 and she ate all these things. Well, the food was different then.
That's right.
They really are weaponizing the food. Like, how can you control the people through the food? And also, again, through the things that we watch on TV, the music we listen to, the conversations we have, all this stuff is either healthy or unhealthy. So it's more to me about being healthy. When you're new on a journey, people can be like, preachy about it. Like, oh, I do this, I do that. And shout outs to Noni, Linda Hunter. I see I'm trying to like type and give thanks to you all. So I'll say it now. We have author Susan Hines that's here, and Michelle, the beautiful Michelle. Give thanks for listening in and supporting the show. I just want to acknowledge that. But as I'm saying these things, the energy that we give is not just what you put in, but it's what you put out. But I do know that eating a certain way has helped me throughout the years have a lot of energy. Like one of the jobs that I do environmental justice work. And the people that are like younger on my job, they can't believe my age. They're like, oh my gosh, you move like you younger than us. And I be getting it out there, y'all. I had to go on my little black talk. I be getting it. Not I get it, but I be getting it out there because,
Right.
I have a different energy because of the way that I took care of myself. And I also know that when I don't eat salads over a couple of days, my body will start acting
There
crazy.
you go.
So you have to listen to your body and, do what's right for you. This is not about trying to shove my theories down your throat or Phil's theories down your throat, but just be in tune with yourself. We are not living as healthy and as long as we could be. And a lot of it is the fitness and the nutrition and the fellowship. When we are around other people that are pouring into us, loving up on us, having healthy relationships help you live longer. Even having pets, people with pets. I have a thing, like I have my lovely friend Tamiko. She probably going to live a long time because she takes care of animals and rescues them. I have a thing about really not wanting animals in the house because of cleanliness, but I did grow up, with animals in the house. But, people who have pets live longer. And I see this thing where I feel like, especially like black women, no offense, But it's like some women, they're like, I'd rather have a dog, it's less trouble. But, still find people that you love. But in the midst of that, animals, even fish, they bring a peace, a tranquility when you have fish as pets. So, there are a lot of ways that we can be healthy. You just have to make a choice and be consistent. So,
Absolutely.
what else would you like to share as we're wrapping it up?
I would say one thing. You made a lot of great points. One thing that stuck out with me is the possibility of food or vegetables not having the amount of nutrition. Well, it's not. It's true that
Okay.
not have the amount of nutrition it once did because of farming methods. So can we really rely on your grocery items to really give us the proper nutrition? One thing we can do to combat that is anything in a box, throw it in the garbage. That colorful box with all those colors and promises are lies. Put it in the garbage. Make your meals from scratch if you can. I can hardly talk because I'm not really a cook per se. Uh, and we've discussed that. And I'm here for you to help me with that. We've
Yes,
discussed that, and
it would be
so
a joy.
yes, yes. But
Hmm.
one thing that we can all do is look up some things that we can put in a shake, in a smoothie. That can certainly help. I have smoothies every day. I happen to have I use whey protein in my smoothie because it's easy. It's highly absorbable, and when you compare that to the amount of protein. Number one, people in middle age need more protein. You need more protein than other people. That should be, a great part of every meal. Um, I substitute that instead of with whey protein, one scoop, about 30 grams per scoop of protein. Um, so spirulina, I would look up spirulina,
Yes, that's a good one.
especially for vegetarians. But you have to make sure you're spacing it correctly because it does have a B12 pseudo vitamin in it. So you want to be able to, like, I take it at night overnight, and I have my eggs in the morning. It has the B12, so I can absorb that B12, not have a problem, in particular with the pseudo vitamin. But the that is a to me like a magical like a magical thing. Taking that spirulina has helped me heal when other things have not, especially with weightlifting, with these injuries that come along. The spirulina has helped me heal. It has helped me with my joints tremendously. To the point where within a
Hmm.
year of cycling back on it, I'm probably lifting somewhere about 40% more than I have.
Wow,
Yeah, yeah. So
that's a big deal.
I would really look up spirulina, and please, if anything, you can take out of our conversation today that is easy to do. Uh, do your smoothies in the morning and add have that spirulina at night or whatever combination. But yes,
That is so good. I really know that smoothies are a good thing. And I also recommend soups and salads. I eat soup in the summer. Some people don't. But what I learned about soup for my family and salads is that those are the two dishes that you can get the most vegetables in. You can put a lot of vegetables in soup if you choose. You can put a lot of vegetables in salads if you choose. And so spirulina, I love it. I also use chlorella, which is a
crack cell
form.
chlorella. Yes,
Hmm.
yeah.
And one of the vitamins that you can't OD on is B. And so I think that's really, an interesting thing. Like we really need our B vitamins,
Absolutely.
not just vegans and vegetarians, but also to help manage stress. That's really important. And there was one more thing. We're about to wrap it up that I wanted to share. Oh, chlorophyll. Liquid chlorophyll is really, really good. I drink chlorophyll water. It's also an internal body deodorant. I hope I make some people laugh. But some of these folks out here being natural and cultural, they need to take care of that body scent. I love you, DJ Rez. And so shout outs to Omi Dio, Omi Yvonne that's on now listening to. We have those conversations like, yeah, you could be natural, and when you're eating well, your body scent shouldn't be like funky. So you may need to detox. I even learned cucumbers are good for, bad breath as well. So like parsley is high in vitamin C. Chewing on that's good for your breath. But I love chlorophyll, and I don't really have any issues, never have, with body scent. But that's something that's really important too when we talk about healthy living. When you smell good, it makes you look good. So we have to close this out because we have another show coming on. Next brother's coming on to represent in the studio. But I do want to thank the listening audience for coming in to support. We hope that you're able to take some of these tips and be inspired and motivated to take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones. Food is our medicine. And, we just got to do better with, taking care of ourselves. So I thank you all for listening to the Alkebulan radio show. And remember to shine your light brightly into the world.
Amen.
Make sure that you are loving up on yourselves and loving up on others. Be kind. Reach out and touch someone. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this a better world if you can, and we will. All right, give thanks. I have a song from the Ministry of Health in Jamaica, and it's a fun song. It's about, moving your body, taking care of your body, and in lieu of the theme for this episode, Healthy Eating and Living, we're going to close out with it. When you get a chance, check it out on YouTube, excuse me. This is Caribbeanlifetv and Caribbean Life Radio. And the song is called Love Your Body, Treat Your Body Right. And we give thanks again for you all listening to the Alkebulan radio show. We'll see you next time. Peace and love.
One, two, three, two more. 1, 2. Adults to 30 minutes activity daily. Love your body, treat your body right. Vegetables, make sure you eat plenty. Children do 60 minutes activity daily. Drink some water when you feel thirsty. Cut down dessert and have a smoothie. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. One more time now. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Listen up. Make sure you know your health status. Go a doctor and get a regular checkup. Chronic disease can slowly creep up. We can lower the risk and live up if we just eat right and get moving. Jumping, running, dancing or skipping. Change the children, them lazy habit. Make them play out the door and put down the tablet. Jamaicans, love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Jamaica get moving. Love your body, treat your body right. Love your body, treat your body right. Just eat right. Love your body, treat your body right.